In just a short couple of months from now, we have Star Wars Celebration. It's all going to take place by this May by Disney CEO Bob Chapek, George Lucas, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and other creators by their side, joining the stage to really unveil all of these new Star Wars TV shows, new Star Wars movies, brand new lore, such as books, novels, and comics, and even video games, that are really going to all work in conjunction with each other to really kind of make up this new Star Wars universe. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really interact with you guys further. So what's really all the more exciting right now is that we are not only getting very close to the unveil of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series trailer, but we're also getting very close to the Book of Boba Fett season finale. And that's said to be a very big deal because it's going to have a lot of teasers of what's to come for The Mandalorian Season 3. It's going to also allow Disney and Lucasfilm to further their negotiations on what's to happen with the Book of Boba Fett Season 2, which we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But one thing I really do want to add is that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, these guys are really working around the clock to do what's best for Star Wars. We all witnessed what happened in Chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett with the return of Luke Skywalker himself and Grogu, as well as Ahsoka Tano. It was by far, in my opinion, the best episode under Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni's wing. In fact, I believe it might have even been better than what we got in the Mandalorian Season 2 finale. Now, I'm not saying that it beat that overall reaction in a sense, but it really kind of gave you that different side of Luke that we have never seen before in live action form. Sure, Mando Season 2 gave us Luke Skywalker action, but this time, for the very first time, we got a true Luke Skywalker training session. So on top of all of this, however, what's really intriguing is that with the Ahsoka Tano series now beginning to progress with sets being built and getting ready to begin filming, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are getting ready to film many scenes that will involve those such as Sabine Wren, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and even Ezra Bridger. However, it's noted that since the release of the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 6, with the return of Luke Skywalker, Jon Favreau is having second thoughts about a big plan for Luke and is seeking to cancel such plans that involve the future of Luke Skywalker as a character. Now, it's noted that Favreau is now looking to cancel the plans of recasting Luke Skywalker for The Mandalorian Season 4 by use of Sebastian Stan after witnessing the great fan reception from the latest episode of Boba Fett. Favreau is set to have a meeting with the Disney higher-ups in order to discuss all of this with them. However, Sebastian Stan had already been in the talks with Favreau and Filoni for months now on getting involved as the live-action version of Luke Skywalker to give Lucasfilm the chance to no longer use CGI and to create a project that would actually cost less money. So let's, stop right here for 1 second. Now, the thing about all of this is that you guys may recall that there have already been extensive plans of involving Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker in both Mando Season 4 and in the Ahsoka Tano TV series. Now, given that we got that CG version of Luke, perfected, I must add, in the latest episode of the Book of Boba Fett, it goes to show you exactly what Disney is capable of doing with the right stand-in and the right actor to actually supplement the CGI use of bringing Luke back to life. Now, Sebastian Stan is not out of the woods just yet and is not fully canceled with returning for the role of Luke, or coming into the role, I should say, not returning, but it is a very complex situation right now between Jon and Dave, and it's not necessarily bad news. We're going to get into this in just a second. So, Jon Favreau, on top of this, is described to be convinced that at least for the shows, like The Mandalorian and Ahsoka Tano as a series, that they should only use the CG version of Luke and cancel the recasting of Luke by Sebastian Stan. However, this does not involve the young Luke Skywalker TV show, which Sebastian Stan is still set to portray a young version of Luke, most likely, given that it would cost tons of money to have a whole show with a CG version of Skywalker. However, Favreau is now looking to cancel the recast of Luke by Sebastian Stan strictly for Mando Season 4 and the Ahsoka Tano series, given that the technology is just getting better and better with especially the help of the newest stand-in that played Luke in Book of Boba. Now, Sebastian Stan is described to still be set for playing Luke in the young Luke series. However, now it's likely that he will be cancelled from playing Luke in Mando Season 4 and the Ahsoka series, as Favreau is now pushing Disney to use the CG tech instead, including the actor stand-in, to make sure that Luke becomes into a very good reality. Now, on top of this, it's noted that this also comes down to budget issues, and it also comes down to fan reception. Favreau is said to now realize that the technology just keeps getting better every single 2 years, that they can actually utilize the tech to recreate Luke in multiple sequences that require heavy movement. Now, this is a big decision by Favreau, and a decision that Dave Filoni is described to agree with in order to actually not go over budget with of course, Mando Season 4 and the Ahsoka Tano series. Now, Favreau and Filoni want to make sure that the fans get the best version of Luke in these shows before they decide to do a recast now for the young Luke series, simply dubbed as Star Wars Jedi Knight. Star Wars Jedi Knight is also set to bring in characters like Ben Solo, Lor San Tekka, and even the character known as Wren. Now, I want to actually go over something that's very important that a lot of fans need to know. Now, the CGI technology. We have seen a massive jump in improvement when you look at Mando Season 2's finale and when you look at Chapter 6 of Boba Fett. You see this massive change, and a lot of this had to do with daylight. Alright, a lot of this had to do with them getting the opportunity to have Luke involved in a scene where it's full on daylight, and that only makes it better. But what also made it better was the new stand-in, the new actor that played Luke. Alright, so this was different than what we got with, of course, Max in, The Mandalorian Season 2. They did a very good job on that still, but I will admit there were moments in Mando Season 2's finale, just little moments, where Luke's mouth was not moving right, and Luke Skywalker's movement looked a little robotic at times. It was still a solid appearance, but it just had a couple of flaws in some of the frames. So if you look closely at that, and if you look at what happens now with the Book of Boba Fett, you will realize a jump in improvement. I mean, I think that's exactly why a lot of fans are really just taking this in, almost as if it's Mark Hamill himself, really kind of doing what he has to do to come back as Luke Skywalker once again. Now, everything related to The Mandalorian Season 3 and Season 4, as well as the Ahsoka Tano series, Favreau no longer wants to do a recast of Luke for the shows like that. However, the recast for Luke is still on for the young Luke Skywalker TV show, and for obvious reasons. It would cost them way too much money to use this technology constantly, from point A to point B of a series like that. So it's going to take them a lot of time and effort to get to the point where, the CG is just flawless, and it wouldn't cost as much, it wouldn't cost as much man-hours to work on these projects, but we're going to get there eventually where it comes with ease and where it's not going to be as difficult to do. This took a lot of time and effort for Lucasfilm to get Luke Skywalker done perfectly, and it took a lot of time to really get those mannerisms down. So, anyways, guys, like I say, I would love to hear what you all have to say about the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 6, and what you think about Sebastian Stan, now likely out of the scenario for Mando Season 4 and Ahsoka Tano. So let me know what you guys think about all of that below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.